Good morning, coding friends. Hope everybody's having a great day. Today we're going to be working on Unit 3, Lesson 7, Sprites. So, here we go. Let me go ahead and turn off my camera here. That way we get full screen and can get moving on. All right. Like I said, Lesson 7 is over Sprites. For your warm-up, what I want you to do is just do a quick review. So it says, so far, we've written programs that put simple shapes on the screen. Remember, we've done our ellipses, we've done our rectangles, okay? List all of the different pieces of information that you've used to control how these shapes are drawn. So think about that. What all have we used? I'll give you guys a hint. One of the big things is on that coordinate system. How do we know where they're going to be placed? And then how do we know how big they're going to be? Yeah, good. Most of you are coming up with that X and Y coordinate. Some of you have come up with that width and height. So nice work. All right, so for your discussion prompt today, for you to put in there to Canvas if you're in my class, or just for you to kind of think about and maybe talk with somebody, is if you wanted to create programs with more detailed images, maybe even characters that could interact with, well, what other pieces of information might you need in your code? Okay, so what would we need to create something that looks like a character? Go ahead and think about that. And think about that. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. We need something to keep track of, like the image that maybe we want. Or we might need to keep track of multiple colors for this object or this character. So all of those are great things. All right, our objective for this lesson, right here, you should be able to create and use a sprite. So pretty simple. We're working in that algorithms and programming section of our standards. And a question of what you should be thinking about as you work through this is, how can we use sprites to help us keep track of lots of information in our programs? That might be a hint about what a sprite does. All right, I'm going to jump on over into code.org, and we're going to go through these. Now, this first one is just an exploration. You get to see the code that makes a sprite, and you can kind of look at how it works. Then there's a great video that I want you to watch. Okay, I'm not going to play it on here because of the sound and everything with the video. It doesn't always work, but what a great video for you to watch. What is a sprite? What are the properties? And what problem do sprites solve for us? So as you watch that, you should be able to answer these questions, okay? I'm going to hit escape. I'm going to jump out real quick. We're going to jump over into code.org. Remember, if you're in code.org, these student resources are very handy. The code we're going to be using, the vocabulary we have, and look at this. There's our videos. Or I can just do that through my levels, right? The videos just pop right up in here. So, level 1, we're going to hit run, and we got these 2 pieces of fruit, or two things on the screen, 2 sprites, okay? And it tells us this program uses some new blocks. Well, I can see that here with this color, right? And it says, with your partner, read the code and discuss how you think it works. Change some of the lines to see what happens. Okay, so we've got this thing. It's called a var fruit, and it was created at 100, 200. Well, if I go and show my grid, I can go 1, nope, that's 50. There's 100, and that's about 200. So that fruit has got to be an apple. And look down here. It says fruit.setAnimationApple. So that's the apple. And then I look at this vegetable, and it says 300, 200. And if I look at that, that's pretty close. 296 if I come over a little bit. Somewhere around there, 300 and a little bit down. That's got to be the carrot. And I read this, and it's got carrot. And then there's this thing called draw sprite. Kind of interesting. So let's move this around. I'm just going to put my draw sprite up a little bit. I lost my carrot. That's kind of weird. Well, I'm going to put my carrot at the very top. Ooh, now I'm not seeing a picture. I see a square. I'm going to put this up there. Maybe that has something to do with it not showing up. There they're back. Whew. Thought I messed it up there for a minute. Good thing we got this version history right. I could restart if it messed up too bad. Level 2 is that video. Like I said, I want you to jump in there, watch that video so we can hit finish. I'm going to jump straight up to level 3. I want you to watch that video. So pause this and watch that video. All right, so level 3, it says creating sprites. And we learned that in the video, right? This var sprite, and it creates a sprite. So when we use this, it creates a new sprite and assigns it to a variable. The default name is sprite, so you'll want to change it to something more meaningful. Okay. Draw sprite. Sprites only appear on the screen when you call them there. Calling draw sprite will draw all of your created sprites on the screen. That's good to know. All right, it says this program includes comments that let you know where to place your code. Well, I kind of probably have this in here. So I'm going to hit run, and I got a square. Let me do version history. We're going to wait, start over. There we go. All right, so let's do the do part. All right, so it says add your var sprite, and it wants it at 200, 200 under creating sprite. So we're just going to grab that. Hit reset run. Nothing happens yet. And it says your sprite is defined, but it's not called. Oh, I do remember them saying something about calling it. It says add the draw sprite. Remember, that draw sprite calls our sprite. Now hit run. There it is. Nice. I like that. Oh, this is a good hint to know too. It says sprites are drawn from their center. Good to know. Which means that the center of the square, not the top left corner, is at 200, 200. Ooh. Remember, squares used to draw from the top. So if we use that rectangle block, it'll draw. But if it is a sprite, it's drawn from the center. Good to know. Moving on. Hit your finish button. Level 4. All right. This one says this program should create 2 new sprites, one on the left and one on the right. Mine's doing that, but we're going to start over so we can see what it looks like when we begin. All right, here we go. So we need to debug this. What's going on? Well, I see that this one says left sprite is defined, but it's not called in your program. And this one says right sprite is defined, but it's not called in your program. Well, that's not really kind of helping me too much. But I do remember that if my draw sprite is moved around, it will make it there. It does make it work. It does make it draw both of them. Otherwise, my draw sprite only draws what has been done. So let's move on. All right, let's see what this says. This program draws 4 sprites to the screen, and one of them has an animation. Now, mine all have animations right now, but we'll change that. I'm going to go to start over. All right, here we go. I hit run, and we've got these animations, but the top ones are only squares. So let's fix that. I can see the bottom right one has this animation of an alien. I can see that. Let's see what other animations we have. I just clicked the animation tab. We got a bunny, we got a flybot, we got an airplane. I'm going to jump in and add one of each of those. So I'm going to hit run, see what I got. All right, I'm going to start at this top left sprite. I got to do an animation because an animation says, hey, this is what I want it to look like. But its name's not sprite, it's top left sprite. So I just Control V. I clicked on top left and hit Control C, and now I'm going to hit Control V. So I'm just copying that in there so this goes a little quicker. And I got an alien, so I'm going to do a bunny. Reset run, got my bunny. All right, same thing. I'm going to drop my next one in. We got this top right. I'm going to Control, oops. In there, hit Control C. Click down here and hit Control V. So top left sprite, top left sprite, top right sprite, top right sprite. I want this to look like Flybot. Reset run, there he is. One more. That's that bottom left sprite, right? So I'm going to just copy that, paste that, and we're going to make it look like this red airplane. Look how quick that was. And guess what? If this red airplane was my favorite, I could make them all look like a red airplane, right? But I don't want to. I wanted to use one of each. So I'll go back to that. Alien. There we go. Now here's the thing. Another great video for you to watch. This one here is pretty cool. It's going to show us a little bit more about sprites and how to add our own images. So as you watch this video, remember you're going to pause my video and watch this video. I want you to answer these questions. What are the steps to adding an image to a sprite? I think we already did that. And what are the different ways to get an image? And this is where it's pretty cool because we can do all kinds of things for these images. Okay, you pause the video now and watch it. Okay, hopefully you watched the video, and now we're back. Now this one's another debugging. We got this image here. You look at mine, we got this soda pop, we got this ice cream cone, and we got the words get ready. So I'm going to go and I'm going to start over. Here we go, run. Well, that's not what I want it to look like at all, is it? It says run the code to see what happens. Fix the two problems in the code. Okay, so I know there's two problems. It says hint, just like shapes, sprites are drawn in the order they're created. So if I look at this variable message, and it looks like the text get ready is the first thing drawn to the screen, and I can see that happening. Well, I know from my image, I want that to be the last thing. So I'm going to switch that message down to the bottom. Now, I don't want to go on the other side of the draw sprite or it won't show up, right? What did I do? Oh, look, I messed up. I moved drink and not my message. Whew, that was almost a big mistake. There we go. Now, get ready is on top. So now I've got this thing, this dessert is defined, but it's not called in my program. Well, I got drink, and I've got drink, and it looks like a soda. That makes sense. I got dessert, and I got drink again. Well, that seems odd. Let's look. I can see my ice cream. I can see ice cream, and it's sitting about, I don't know, somewhere around 100, 200. If I look up here, that's my drink is 100, 200. My ice cream should be over here at, 300, 200. So dessert, drink, something's going on here. I know this drink doesn't belong here. I'm trying to do dessert. There we go. I put dessert in there. Let's see what happens. All right, that fixed it. So if I look at what was happening, I was creating my drink, and then down here it changed it from looking like a drink to an ice cream, but there was no image for my dessert. So that's why it was looking kind of funny. Good. Let's move on to 8. All right, level 8's a quick check, okay? So here we go. I'm going to help you guys with the first one, okay? Now, when we read this, remember, anything below the draw sprite doesn't get drawn. So when I look at this one, I got a blue, I got a background that's sky blue. Well, that would definitely go right there. Now, my next one, I got a background that's sky blue, and I got this var dog. Now, here's the thing. Is it this? Well, I can see that we get an image for the dog afterward. So what is this going to look like? It may say it's got a dog name, but does it have a dog image? I don't think so. Okay, so then read on through them and see what happens. Look at this one. All this is above it. Whew. You guys keep working through those, okay? I know you guys can do this. We're going to move on to level 9. Now, level 9, I'm not going to work through all these for you, okay? But I'll do a couple. Where are the sprites? Let's jump in here. It says, whoa, didn't get a hold of it. Oh, it's all there. Looking at the code below, we can see that there are many sprites are created, and yet when we hit run, nothing shows up. Mine are all there. We'll start over. Reset. Run, reset, run, nothing showing up. I look down through here. I've got sprite 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're all drawn, or at least we created them. And then we have all these images that are set with them. So we set our animation for sprite 1, sprite 2, sprite 3, sprite 4, sprite 5, but we're missing one piece of code. What makes these all draw to the screen? You got it. That little draw sprite. There it is. Whew. That one kind of confused me for a second. So then you got this fix the names of the animations. I'm going to go into this one, and then I'll let you guys figure out the rest of them. When I hit run, we've got all this on here, right? The sun, the cloud, or cloud, the sun, the dinosaur, the grass, and that. It says errors are being hit whenever we try to run our program. It looks like something is wrong with our animations. So, version history, start over. Here we go. Run. Let's see. Error, unable to find an animation named Tyrannosaurus Rex. Well, let's see. I see one in here. So let's go back. That's a big word. I don't know. TR. Oh, they missed an N in here. If I just do the drop down arrows, it works. Uh-oh. Got another one. They'd used a capital S. More? Grass 2. What happened here? I'm going to use grass 2. Did that work? Oh, one more. There was no grass 3. There's a grass 4. There it is. Like I said, I know you guys can do these. I want you to work on the rest of those, okay? Now here's number 10. Now this one confuses everybody, okay? I didn't do this one. I'm going to let you guys do it. But here it says, make sure you read this because everybody tries to create the crab with the fork and the knife, but look what it says, create your own sprites. Use what you've learned to create your own sprites. The example is just one way to complete the level. Decide for yourself what you want your sprites to look like. Go to the animation tab and add at least 2 animations to your project. In the code tab, create at least 2 sprites in different places. That's important too. Assign each sprite a different animation and draw your sprites to the screen. So you're going to go in and you're going to do new animations. Now remember, I can draw my own. I can upload an image. I can use all these cool things that code.org has given me. It's my choice. So if I want to draw, I could go in real quick, take my pencil and draw. What am I trying to draw over there for? And draw my sprite. Okay? Kind of like what they did on the video, right? So I can draw my sprite, or I can upload a sprite. So now I have 2. I go back in my code, and now I got to create my sprite. Well, I'm going to do 1. Now here's the trick. When I create a sprite, it automatically puts it at 200, 200, which is right in the center. And it says, do not put these in the same place. So I change that, 100, 200. And I'm going to give it an animation. Now, here's the thing. I can't name both of them sprite because then it doesn't work right. So mine is going to be named face. And the face is going to look like this, animation 1. I hit run, nothing happens yet because I don't have a draw sprite. Look, there it is. Now, you got to add another sprite as well to finish that one. And then move on to this challenge. This is the cool part. You're going to find an image online of a kite and add that on there. And this one's probably one of my favorites. Draw your own character. We're going to start building games shortly. We need to come up with some characters that we want to be a part of our game. I hope everybody had a wonderful day. Don't forget to continue coding. Through practice, we get better. Have a great day.